Hi folks, and welcome to this week's IR04 track guide at Interlagos, and let's crack on with the fast-paced lap. Right then, that's our lap over, done and dusted, and what I like to do is show you the information as always. So we are using the fixed iRacing setup for Interlagos. Usage of 44% is what I always use. Track temp 92 Fahrenheit, and the lap time, as you may have seen just above my head, was a 1:43.221. So yeah, in the low 43s, and then I snuck this one in towards the end, which is quite nice. My optimal was a 43.1. I don't think I'll get in the 43s, maybe with a bit of slipstream up that big long straight up the hill. That's definitely going to be a thing around there, so be mindful of that. Otherwise, one more thing I'd like to show you would be my Discord, where the OLAP, BLAP telemetry replay file, and also the split times, so you can see exactly where what sector I may be faster or slower than you, and that sector is then the one you can focus on. So yeah, a little bit of a nice screenshot in there for you, and that's about it. Otherwise, yeah, outtakes to follow. They're always fun. Make sure you have a look at them at the end of the video, because then you can see what my mistakes I did and spins, so you can be a little bit more cautious in that area for you. But yeah, let's get on to the breakdown lap. Right then, Interlagos, what a wonderful little pain in the rear end this one is. Right, and it starts with turn one. Little short run down here at the start finish, but we're braking at that board there before the service marshal post thing there. Braking nice and heavy in a straight line. Try and get a nice late apex here. We want to stay as far left as we can. Watch out for that curb. You can bottom out if you do cut it too much, but we want to make this turn here absolutely full throttle. You can cut it a little bit, but do not run wide. That curb is risen just where I put my tyre, so it does rise up a little bit. When you see the marshal post, you need to bleed the car out to the right-hand side of there and stay here. Slipstream will be a thing, because they would have got it around that turn 3, so be warned for dive bombs coming down here. And this is where the first of the off-tracks really is annoying. So just at this little service tarmacy bit, brake super heavy into this. Take a little bit of curb, not too much, because it can push you too far wide, and do not go anywhere near that AstroTurf. I give it a little cheeky rub on the way past, but not too bad. It is a horrible little off-track and really annoying to ruin your lap, particularly on qualifying. Coming up the hill now, be prepared for people going up the inside here as well. Marshal post on the left-hand side. We're braking just as we pass it, as we imagine it pass our rear tyre. We're clipping that curb. We're letting the car ease out, and we're back on full throttle as soon as we can. Ideally, we want to stay full throttle all the way around here, but be careful of running wide. This is where another annoying off-track appears if you do run a bit too wide there. This is the braking point for one of the first of the hairpins. No idea what my marker is, it's just normally when I can see the corner. Cut this corner immensely, you can really run over that curb really quite well. And this one here is kind of easy, but make sure you keep the left-hand side tyres on the little bump of the curb. I find otherwise you lose grip and the car kind of becomes a tripod and lifts the front left. So bear in mind on that. Bring the car over to the left-hand side, and by this tree or the hashed markings on the left-hand side, they want to brake in a nice straight line. Really easy around here. Do not cut this as much as the first hairpin, but make sure you get a nice clean exit here. Be careful on off track here on the left hand side. It is very annoying and can catch you out quite easily. Bank it around the corner now, absolutely full throttle around here, and we're preparing for the most important corner on the circuit. We are braking at that dirt patch you can just see there in the highlighted area. Braking a nice heavy line. You can use more of the curb and you can use that blue concrete. I don't bother with it. Bit of bumpy apex there, but bear in mind you do not run on wide air. The track and grass falls away quite easily and you will ruin your lap time, but get on full throttle as early as you can coming out of there and stay left all the way up to the massive run back into turn 1. This straight, or full throttle zone as I like to call it, is absolutely enormous. Slipstream will be a thing and it will be very difficult to run away from people because of this area right here. But that is us across the line. If you're there in the right place at the right time, you will overtake people on the very last lap. It is quite common to happen around here, so bear that in mind when you are racing. But that is us cross the line in a 1:34.221. So yeah, fingers crossed. I do like Interlagos. It does bring up some good races. It does keep the pack relatively close as well. Just be careful for the dive bombs on the infield. The main overtaking area will be turn 1 here and then down into turn 4 with a horrible off track. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.